weekend. We've got some derbies coming up this weekend. The West Yorkshire derby. We've got the Severn-side derby, Severn-side or whatever you want to call it. We've got the Midlands derby. But yeah, a lot happened in midweek, didn't it? Blackburn beating Millwall away. Southampton 2-2 draw for them. Ipswich again piling on the pressure on Leicester. Hull beating Wayne Rooney's Birmingham City. Coventry losing to Rotherham. I mean, a big 3 points for Rotherham. Blackburn Rovers, like I say, won. Middlesbrough again picking up a crucial 3 points again as they carry on their unbeaten run. Leicester are really strutting their stuff in the league, aren't they? 12 wins from 13. So they're really doing well themselves on the Foxes. Let's have a look who else is in there as well. QPR, I mean, yeah, what can you say about bloody Queen's Park Rangers? I mean, a lot seems to be happening down at Loftus Road, and things don't seem to be getting any improvement under Gareth Ainsworth. Could this weekend be the sacking of Gareth Ainsworth if Leicester City go and beat QPR this weekend? Guys, as always, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed already, please do so. It helps out massively. Let's have a look who's in the chat then tonight. Let's see who's joining me for this predictions. Hello, Joey. How are you, pal? Hope you're good. Hello, Callum. How are you, mate? Good evening. It's 7 Jack. It is. I was a bit late, but hey, we go again. I'm mate sitting here ready and waiting with my baby Sham. Hello, Duncan. How are you, mate? Yes, Jack. You're well. I'm good. Thank you. Hello, Joey. Sam, how are you? The Brummies hating on Rooney. They are, mate. South Yorkshire derby as well. Yeah. Another one, the South Yorkshire derby. I didn't forget that one. Sean, how are you? So let's get my guest in there, Mr. Football Martin. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. Thank you. You all right?
I'm all right. Thank you, Martin. Firstly, Martin, tell everyone where they can find you, pal.
Yeah, you can find me at Football Martin _. I'm on all the usual platforms. Pretty active on TikTok. Loads of TikTok. Did a watch along last night for the Southampton game up at Preston, which was great fun. Really good audience tuned in. So give me a follow on TikTok. And also over on YouTube as well. Matchday vlog coming up this weekend. There's Wayne Rooney's Blues visit the South Coast this weekend. It's a big weekend for Rooney. So I'll be there to see all things Saints Birmingham.
What have you found of the midweek results, Martin, Tuesday and Wednesday? I mean, what results stuck out for you? I mean, how do you think the Championship's evolving? I mean, the playoffs is only many points between it, 1 or 2 points for teams. I mean, you could lose one game. And be down to bloody 15th if you lose one game. I mean, you win another game and you're bloody back in the playoffs and you're thinking, bloody hell, this championship is close. But talk to me about the midweek fixtures.
Interesting fixtures midweek. Standout, I think, for anybody was Leeds United. I think you'd have to say, getting beaten last night at a Stoke City side that have found themselves out of form. Really, they're on a really poor run of form, but. For Leeds to lose that, Bamford missing the penalty. Many Leeds fans saying Patrick Bamford should never wear a Leeds United shirt ever again, which seems pretty harsh, but they seem to have a bit of hatred towards him at the moment. Elsewhere, the Middlesbrough Norwich result stands out for me. Norwich City at home that have been so good, but Michael Carrick's got his side playing and they're right in touch of the playoffs now, aren't they? They're absolutely flying. And the Huddersfield result, Cardiff going to Huddersfield winning 4-0. I was quite shocked at that result, I've got to say. And the fact that QPR went there the weekend, and look at QPR, they're in a mess at the moment. They've not won for, if you look at the last 5 games, they've not got a point on the board. So I think Ainsworth's under some serious pressure at QPR. You would think it's a tough league, isn't it? This championship. It's as we say, it's a cliche, but there's not an easy game, is there?
No, proved it with a bloody Leeds result, didn't it? That summed it up. The 1-0 Stoke win. I mean, Stoke, 2 wins from 2 now for them. I mean, that picked up some form. Rotherham, strugglers. I mean, they went and beat Coventry last night. We talked about Coventry quite a bit, haven't we, Martin, this season regarding the draws? They're not seem to be picking up the wins that they need to. I mean, they were in the playoffs in that last season, weren't they? Everyone expected Coventry to be there again this season. But when you sell Gokarex and Hamer, Coventry just seem to struggle a bit, don't they, Martin? I mean, it's not been the ideal start for Mark Robins. You then look at Queen's Park Rangers. I mean, yeah, they're really struggling on the Sheffield Wednesday again. Yeah, worst ever start to a championship season for any championship team. And
Wow.
yes, it's a well-winded league, isn't it? I mean, you look at Middlesbrough, bottom of the league at one point, you're thinking, yeah, is Michael Carrick on the brink of getting the sack? Can he turn it round? And then you spoke about that one win, Martin, to get the car going. And they've not looked back since.
Yeah, the result against Southampton was the turning point for them, wasn't it? That result at the Riverside, it did really get them going. But they have some really talented players in their side, don't they? Michael Carrick, he's gone through the biggest test, like I said on the show last week, of his managerial career, and he's come through it with flying colours. He's stuck to his principles and the way that he wants to play football. And it's paying dividends now. He's got the likes of Hayden Hackney in there, who's superb. I spoke about him loads of times. I think he's a brilliant midfielder for them. And yeah, you got to say that they look a really strong outfit, well organised. Middlesbrough again now. He's gotten back to what he had last season, and I always thought at the start of the season was a playoff place for Michael Carrick's Middlesbrough, and I still believe that he'd do that. I think he'd deliver playoffs for them without any question. But if you look at the playoff spaces at the moment, how tight is it, Jack? I'm just looking at the table now, and you've got Leeds United in third place on 22 points, but then you look down at Bristol City in 13th. They've got 18 points. So it's unbelievable. You know, Norwich has slipped to 14th. They've got 17 points, but they're so close. So the weekend, somebody in the playoffs could lose the weekend. A couple of mid-table teams could win, and you could find a playoff team this week at the moment, come the end of the weekend, being 9th or 10th. So it's an incredible league.
If you was to pick the top six now, who would you say make it? No particular order. I don't think we could say at the minute. I don't think we could even predict the bloody playoffs. I mean, it's like predicting the relegation zone, isn't it? Who's going to be in that at the end of the season? Anything can happen in the championship. You know, it's the twists and turns that always happen every year. But it's been a very interesting start to the season in the 13 games of the championship. And this playoff fight is going to go right to the wire, I think, for quite a number of clubs. But I don't think you can always go and say who's going to finish in any particular order. I mean, Leeds, they could be winning 1 minute, losing the next. I mean, Southampton again, winning games and then going to Preston last night, 1-0 up, and then you're losing the game, and then all of a sudden this late feature seems to come into play with Saints, where as of late they seem to be getting these late goals, Martin.
Well, they do, mate. It's surprising to see. I think it's maybe papered over a few cracks potentially, but a statistic for any of the viewers tuning in: Southampton, they've gained now 8 points in 5 matches through goals scored after the 85th minute. Without those crucial equalisers and winners, Saints, they would find themselves in 22nd in the Sky Bet Championship on just 13 points. So it just goes to show how crucial these late equaliser and goals have been for the Saints. The one at the weekend at Hull, it was a game that Hull dominated in the first half, to be fair. They were very good, Hull. They'd be quite aggrieved to walk away losing that game, but a very, very late goal from Ryan Fraser sealed the points there. And last night, I thought it looked dead and buried, really. I thought we were going to lose. We had 2-3 minutes of madness and let 2 goals in. We were poor before the halftime period and after the halftime period. And Russell Martin spoke about it as we had a wobble, but we had more than a wobble. Let in 2 goals, didn't really look to score a goal, and it took big Gavin Bazunu to come up and get himself on the end of a Ryan Fraser corner, and it's come off of Shed Evans. But yeah, I think the Southampton social media accounts, they said they're giving it to big Gavin Bazunu. But yeah, the maybe you would say that those 2 late goals have papered over a few cracks because they haven't played particularly well, Southampton, but they remain in the playoff places. But I think there's a lot of fans that are still unconvinced by Russell Martin down here at this moment in time. And yeah, I think there's still a lot of work to be done, but we look like a playoff side at best, to be quite honest.
Ipswich and Leicester. I mean, at the minute they're in a bloody race, aren't they? For promotion back to the Premier League. Talk to me about Leicester and Ipswich. I mean, they both won on Tuesday and Wednesday night. Both won by 1-0. Sunderland pushed Leicester. Bristol City pushed Ipswich. I mean, that gap is kind of coming a bit bigger. It is game by game, Martin, from third to first or even second. I mean, it's coming quite a bit of a margin now, isn't it? And we're only 13 games into the season.
Yeah, scary. 10 points from second and third at the moment. So there's a bit of a gap opening up. I watched the Leicester game on Tuesday night on Sky. I thoroughly enjoyed watching them. I thought they're outstanding. I just think you have such a good side, such a good group of players. I thought their goalkeeper was really good first half. The Sunderland goalkeeper. I thought he made a lot of saves, and I think the 1-0 scoreline it doesn't really
flatters you, doesn't it?
It flatters them a little bit, really. I thought they had a good go at times, Sunderland. You know, they're a decent side, but Leicester just got too much for anyone. You know, Harry Winks in midfield, superb. Vestergaard's good. I still think the goalkeeper you have is really good. I think he's a decent keeper. And then you got the likes of Vardy you can bring on, Iniacho, and it's just like there's just quality all over the pitch, really. And you got Drewsbury. He's just brilliant, isn't he? He's just such a good player, and he sort of drifts around the pitch everywhere, doesn't he? But he's such a danger man. You got 2 or 3 in there that are just should be playing in the Premier League. Probably, you would say they're that good, and that's the difference, isn't it? That quality and bit of confidence, and yeah, they're flying high. Leicester City. They look a really good side. What were your thoughts on Sunderland, though, Jack? You had a good look at them. One of the better sides you've seen this season?
To be honest, I think it's the best side we've played this season. It were attack for attack. I mean, they didn't let us play the football we wanted to. I mean, you could argue Leicester should have took the chances, being Nacho, Cassidy. If we took our chances, it'd have been 3 or 4 to Leicester. But then Sunderland's goalkeeper, Anthony Patterson, I mean, fantastic goalkeeper. I feel he could play in the Premier League. Sunderland's got a young, exciting squad who's going to play well this season, in my opinion. I mean, they will battle hard for the playoffs, won't they, after making it last season. They're a good squad. We always knew it was going to be tough against Sunderland. We always knew it was never going to be a walk in the park. But they made it tough. And like you say, credit to them Sunderland fans, the 3,200 of them who travelled to the King Power Stadium on a cold Tuesday night, Martin. I mean, great atmosphere by them in the corner, following their team on a Tuesday night, especially with like the ticket prices and that, you know what I mean? But like I say, Sunderland's team this season, it can go far. I just think we did well enough to keep Jack Clarke out. He was one of the main ones for me. Scored quite a few this season, hasn't he? He's been a threat for quite a lot of the teams. But I think James Justin handled him quite well. I thought Ricardo, outstanding. Dewsbury Hall had a decent game. I thought it was chances for me what would have gone in on another day, Martin, with a Cassidy and Iheanacho one, I think. But yeah, I think Sunderland were good. They pushed us hard. And it was all about getting them 3 points. I mean, sometimes you've got to win ugly, Martin, and you've got to fight hard. And I think with Leicester, it was a hard-fought win for us, to be fair. And I think, to be fair, Sunderland played well. I bet Sunderland will be the best team. What will go to the KP this season? Go head-to-head with Hughes. Yeah, to be fair, I've been the best team what's gone to the KP this season, in my opinion. Got to fancy Sunderland for the playoffs. Patterson,
yeah, absolutely.
Ready Luke for last season. Yeah, I thought Patterson were fantastic. Sunderland.
He's a great goalkeeper.
He is. Martin, we're going to start with the West Yorkshire derby. It is Leeds versus Huddersfield. This one's going to be an interesting one, to be fair. Obviously, Huddersfield lost in the week, so did Leeds. Both sides will want to put it right. It's at Ellen Road. A tough place to go for any team, Ellen Road, in my opinion, to be fair. But Yeah, this one makes for an interesting derby day between the two sides. What do you think to this one, Martin? Hold on, let me take the graphic off. The West Yorkshire derby, Leeds versus Huddersfield Town.
Oh, it's an interesting one, mate. That's for sure. I think Leeds will be looking to bounce back from the disappointment last night at Stoke City, so I'd expect them to put it right. I think Huddersfield won't be an easy place to go. I think anyone that's been there that know that you don't get an easy ride there at all. And obviously they won at home last week against QPR, and they'll be looking to keep their form going. They're a tough side to play. They're a tough side to play, and obviously they got beaten last night, or I know it's Tuesday night against Cardiff, didn't they? 4-0. So they'll be looking to bounce back. So I'm going to go with a Leeds win, though, mate. I don't see anything other than Leeds getting a victory in this one, but I'm going to go with a big bounce back. Actually, I'm going to go with a 3-0 Leeds victory in this one, Jack.
3-0 Leeds. Hold on, let me write that down, because that way I can get them on for this weekend. Then, give me a second, Martin. Let me just delete all this.
Do you see Leeds bouncing back in this one, Jack? I just think after last night, they'd be really disappointed. They'd be wanting to stay in those playoff places.
So you've gone 3-0, is it, for Leeds?
I'm going to go with 3-0. Ross is in the chat, and he's gone with a 2-1 win to Huddersfield. Interesting one there, Rossi. I'm interested in that one.
I think this one could be rather tight. I mean, if Huddersfield can go and play the way Stoke did against Leeds and frustrate Leeds and really push Leeds to the limit in this game, then I think Huddersfield could get something out of it. But it depends which team Leeds turn up. That's the thing. Could it be the Leeds that come back from the Norwich 2-0 to win 3-2? Could it be the Leeds that lost to Stoke last night, who I thought was poor?
So inconsistent as a side.
This one, I think, will be a tight game. I think it'll be an even tight game. I think Huddersfield, they'll want a reaction with Darren Moore. But then Daniel Farke's going to want a reaction. So it's going to be a battle, the West Yorkshire derby. And I think Leeds are going to win this one 1-0.
So you've gone with a 1-0 Leeds win, yeah. We both gone with a victory. I'm reading that they've done really good value seats for Huddersfield fans. £20, is that right?
Yeah, because Leeds were looking on charging bloody huge amounts this season. And I think there's a thing between clubs, Martin, this season where they can agree on ticket prices, can't they, between them?
That's good. Yeah, it's good. Gives them an opportunity to get to Ellen Road, doesn't it? It's a tight time of year for any football fan looking to go and watch football. There's everybody's bills are going up, and yes, it's a difficult time of Christmas just around the corner, isn't it?
I agree. Next one, Martin, is your boys. Southampton drew 2-2 in the week. Birmingham, well, they've not really started the greatest under Wayne Rooney's era, have they? I mean, 2 defeats in 2. They face the Saints side who are on some fine form at the minute going into this game. They're like a late goal Saints. They got one against Hull. They got one against Preston. I think Saints will fancy their chances in this one, especially being at home. This one for me, I think Saints will win this for me, Martin. I think with Birmingham, it's going to take time under Wayne Rooney to establish what the actual style of football is and that. But I think Russell Martin side will try and pass Birmingham out in this game. Obviously, Southampton like to keep possession, don't they, quite a bit. I think it'll be a game where they'll want to keep Birmingham running, won't they, and tire them out and take advantage of their recent defeats. I think Southampton are going to win this one 2-0 for me, Martin. I don't see where a win for Birmingham in this one's coming from.
No, on paper, it looks like it should be a Southampton win, but you'll guarantee that they will come in and park the bus a bit, Birmingham. And Saints don't play very well against sides that park the bus. They're much better against a side that has a bit of a go, and they can kind of get in behind fullbacks and start to really sort of dominate the game in the final third. We don't want to be playing in front of their back four consistently, which what we did against Preston last night. there was no urgency to it at all. But you'll guarantee Rooney's men haven't scored, but they will score at St Mary's. There's no doubt about that. We've only kept one clean sheet all season. I just don't see Saints keeping a clean sheet, but I think we'll edge it. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Southampton win.
Yeah.
And I think Adam Armstrong's definitely due a goal for Southampton. He's not scored in the last couple of games. So I think he'll be back on top. We're missing Shay Adams by the looks of it the weekend. He's picked up a groin injury in the game at Deepdale last night. And they're nursing a few issues at the moment. There's a sickness bug within the camp as well. So hopefully everybody comes through the week and unscathed, and we've got a pretty much fully fit squad for this one, because I don't think it'd be easy.
Yeah, probably a lot younger than Wayne Rooney, Martin.
Thanks, Ross. That's very kind.
He does look old, Rooney. Ross.
I didn't realise Wayne was so young. Actually, he's seems like he's been around for a lifetime. But the Birmingham fans booing him off last night, calling him all sorts of names. It was awful. What are you going for in this one, Jack? What's your prediction? I've gone with 2-1.
2-0.
You're going with 2-0 Saints. You think the mighty Saints can keep a clean sheet, and Gavin Bazunu can get his second clean sheet of the season?
Well, I won't go so far in saying mighty Southampton, Martin, but I think you'll have enough to beat them, Martin. To be fair, I mean, you've still got quality in the squad. Armstrong,
Carl Walker-Peters has been outstanding.
And, like I say, if Walker-Peters can carry on playing the way he is, then he obviously offers a threat down that right-hand side. I reckon you'll have enough to beat Birmingham. But I do think you'll get a clean sheet in this one, though. Birmingham will give it a go. They did against Middlesbrough, didn't they? To be fair, I mean, they did lose in the 89th minute. Last night, I mean, I don't think they were great against Hull, to be fair. But like you say, you don't fix things what ain't broken. And obviously Birmingham have done that, haven't they? They've tried fixing something that ain't broken with John Eustace. And at the minute, it don't look like in their first two games, look like it's actually working. Jack and Martin, do you think Southampton will be promoted? If Southampton are going to be promoted, they'll probably be via the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. I think if they do, it'd be via the playoffs. But first and foremost, you have to get in the playoffs. So we're going to need to find some consistency and find a way to grind out more wins. Stop dropping silly points at home against Rotherham. And, last night was another example of just being sloppy at times. So we're going to have to cut that out and try and get in the playoffs, because I just see Leicester and Ipswich running away with it. I really do.
Evening, Josh. How are you, mate? I mean, Josh, who do you support, pal? Sorry. I mean, I can't tell by the profile picture. Martin, can you tell who that team is?
It's a hard one to tell, actually.
Even Sheffield Wednesday will be okay. Can't wait for the El Clasico. Ross is bloody digging his heels in with this one. He's making the Birmingham Leicester thing a bloody derby. You're a Bristol City fan. Okay, got you. Next, Martin, we're going to head to Ewood Park. I mean, Blackburn have been on some fine form, haven't they? Since losing to Leicester. Swansea, I mean, didn't go well for them last weekend against the Foxes, but then it didn't go well for them again against Watford, a side who haven't won for bloody ages in the Championship. They went to Swansea and beat them 1-0. Swansea now go away to Blackburn Rovers, a side in some good form. Blackburn beat Millwall in the week, didn't they? They also beat Cardiff, didn't they, last time round at Ewood Park in the Championship. Blackburn, for me, they're just starting to get on their feet again, aren't they? With Schmodics and that. Tyrese Dolan's starting to perform now. Mr. Britain, he's doing well. I mean, he scored a good goal, didn't he, in the week? So I think this one will be a tricky game for Swansea. I think Swansea will make it difficult for Blackburn, though. But Blackburn, for me, I think they'll keep that unbeaten run going in this one. And I'm going to go for a... What have I put down for this one? Let me have a look. I've gone for a 2-1 Blackburn. I think they'll be both sides will be scoring in this game. I think Matty Grimes will get one for Swansea, but I think Schmoditz will get two for Blackburn. So I'm going to go 2-1 to the Rovers. What do you reckon, Martin, this one?
I'm going with the Blackburn win. I don't see anything other than the Blackburn win. Like you say, they've come back from the international break and they've got 2 wins on the board. So John Dale Thomason would be super chuffed with that. Swansea just in and out of form. They just can't seem to get any consistency. And that's the one thing you need in this division. But I fancy Blackburn in this. I'm going to go with a 2-0 Blackburn win in this one.
2-0 Blackburn, yeah. 2-0 clean sheet. John Dale Thomason be happy with that one. There's only one Callum Britton. If anyone wants to score it, it'd be him. Blackburn to win 2-1, yes. Next one is the 7-side derby. Cardiff versus Bristol City. What a derby this one is, apart of taking it away from Cardiff Swansea, of course. But yeah, this one is an ever so much derby as well for both sides. Bristol City lost a narrow 1-0 defeat to Ipswich last night. Cardiff absolutely thrashed Huddersfield. So this one for me is a odd one to call, Martin. I mean, it's a derby, and this one's going to be an ever so battling one for both sides in this game. Bristol City had a fantastic second half, I thought, against Ipswich. Really pushed Ipswich to the limit. Could ended up nicking a draw. Cardiff, though, they're doing all right under Errol Bullock this season. I mean, they are winning games. I think being at home, though, Cardiff, I'm going to go for... I think they'll just see off Bristol City in this one. I'm going to go 3-1 Cardiff City.
Yeah, I'm going with a Cardiff win as well. I don't see anything other than Cardiff winning. They're seventh in the division now. They've got 20 points on the board. And they're so close to the playoffs, aren't they? That you look at Leeds United with 22. They're just the 2 points behind. So they're having a great season, aren't they? They'd be super chuffed. But I'm going to go with a win for Cardiff in this one. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win. Another 2-0 win. So that's 2-0 wins I've gone for.
But it, Martin, mate. You're pushing the 2-0s out tonight. Yeah. Cardiff 2-1. They are flying at the minute. 2-1 Bristol City. 3-2 Bristol City. Cardiff to win 2-1. I mean, you can bloody choose any game to what score you want it to be, can't you, Martin, when you're a football fan? Because the Championship is... It's one of them. It's the unpredictability. You never know who's going to bloody win on the day. The next one's Hull City versus Preston North End. Preston are in the playoffs, aren't they, Martin, at the minute? They've just started to pick up points again, haven't they? I don't believe they've won in 6 games, though, have they?
No.
Mr. Ryan Lowe's side. They face a Hull side who beat Birmingham City last night, 2-0. A quite comfortable win for Hull. Liam Rosenior is doing wonders for Hull City. I mean, they've got an eye on the playoffs this season. I think this one is going to be a tricky game for both sides. I think both sides have got enough to score goals in this game. I mean, Preston, they're having a really good start to the season, aren't they, where they are in the table. Hull, I mean, They started off the season well, and then they went on a bit of a dip, dropping them wins off. And, they've now started to pick up again. So this one for me is going to be, Martin, I'm going for a 2-1 Hull win. I think a home advantage for Hull. And I think Hull, like I say, they'll want to respond to conceding bloody late on to Southampton in the last home game they faced. You lot... So yeah, Hull have got a lot to play for at home. Yes, one of the first defeats at home this season. So yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 to Hull.
Yeah, I see Hull winning it. I think they got a really good side. They play some great football. I like Philogene. Ant from Hull and Back told us about how good Philogene was. I was impressed with Hull on Saturday against Southampton. They should have gone in 3-1 up at half time. They're far of the better chances in that first half. But they're a good side. Delap scored last night. He's been working really hard. Ant's been telling us how good he's been, but just not got the rewards with goals. And all of a sudden, he's found the net again last night. I see Rosenior's boys being in those playoff places, and great result for them last night against Birmingham. Rooney's first game at Birmingham last night as manager, and Liam Rosenior goes there and beats him. So they'd be bouncing big time. So I fancy Hull to win this. I'm going to go with a 3-1 Hull victory in this one.
3-1, yeah. Interesting stuff. Next one, Martin, is the High Flyers. Ipswich in second place. They take on Plymouth. I mean, Plymouth are they're not backing down this season, are they, Martin? To be fair, look at Tom Whittaker and that. They're really causing problems in the Championship. I do feel they'll stay up. Ipswich at the other end of the table. I mean, they're strutting their stuff, aren't they? I mean, they're staying strong at the minute, aren't they, Ipswich? They're doing well. Second place, only lost one game this season so far. Plymouth, they sit in 18th. I mean, yeah, they're 6 points from safety at the minute. You know, they're really doing well. The Argyle, aren't they, Martin? How do you see this one going between Ipswich and Plymouth? I mean, I think Plymouth can go and cause issues for Ipswich in this one.
I do think they can. I think they're a side that are used to not having loads of the ball. I think even in the game last night, the Sheffield Wednesday had a bit more of the possession in the game. So they're used to not having the ball.
They battered them, don't they, Sheffield Wednesday? We're at 3-0.
Yeah. And you get that sometimes. You're going to go up there to Ipswich and they're going to want to keep the ball. They do keep the ball. They play high energy football under Kieran McKenna. They're a good side. Nathan Broadhead's a real danger man for them. He's found some really good form. Scored again last night for them. I see it being tight, but I think Ipswich just have too much for them. Momentum's with them at the moment, but it'd be hell of an upset if Plymouth did go there and get something. But I'm going to go with a 2-0 Ipswich win for this one, unfortunately.
2-0 Ipswich.
As much as I'd love to see them drop some points and give everyone else a chance to close the gap, so to speak, but I just don't see it happening this weekend.
They're keeping the pressure on Leicester. I mean, it's good. It's good to see that teams are competing, aren't they, this season? Sides like Ipswich who have come up from League One, I mean, they didn't expect to be where they are and have the start that they've had this season. Ipswich are a tough side to beat. I mean, Bristol City played well against Ipswich last night, could have nicked a point. So they are a few shaky times. Ipswich can be shaky in games, and but when you get your chances against Ipswich, you've got to take them. Which way do I think this one's going to go? I mean, obviously, I'd love Leicester to go further ahead of Ipswich in this one. Do you know what I mean? I do think Plymouth can go there and cause them all sorts of issues. But like you say, Ipswich like to keep the ball in. They've got a very good home record. I don't know when the last time they bloody lost at home, Ipswich. But like I say, Kieran McKenna, great manager. He's done wonders with that team. You know, but yeah, the hard work's paying off, and people keep asking when Ipswich's going to crumble, and it don't look like any time soon, to be honest. I've got this down as 1-1. I've got it down as a draw. I do feel disaster surprise result. I'm going to go 1-1. I think Plymouth will go there and make it hard for Ipswich, you know, and trying to get through and stuff like that. And yeah, 1-1 for me. What do you reckon, Martin? Was it 2-0?
2-0. I'm going to go with 2-0. They'll be familiar with each other because they would have played each other a couple of times last season, because obviously they've both got promoted, and the last league outing was 1-1 actually between the two sides. So yeah, I still don't see past Ipswich this weekend. I'm sticking with that 2-0. I think they just have way too much at the moment. Yep.
Next one, Martin. We are going to the Riverside. Middlesbrough in form. I mean, they're on a bloody win run, aren't they, Martin, at the minute? Middlesbrough, they're really playing well since they've got that ever so first win that they really needed. You know, they've really kicked on under Michael Carrick, playing some really good stuff. They're picking up the wins now, which can help them boost their chances of getting to the playoffs this season again. I mean, I've got them down as the playoffs this season. I didn't see them really getting relegated, Martin, to be fair, and where they was at the start of the season. I mean, some teams start off badly, don't they? But then ended up good and end up surprising teams in the end. Middlesbrough's obviously one of them. I mean, they did pick up a big 1-0 win over Wayne Rooney's side, I believe, in their last home game. They went to Norwich, didn't they, Martin, and picked up a 2-1 win there. Stoke City are unbeaten in the last 2. They are winning games. I mean, they beat Sunderland, didn't they? And then they went and got a big result last night over Leeds, which is massive confidence going into this one. And they'll think if they can beat Leeds, why can't we go and get some out of Middlesbrough? So Middlesbrough at home, I think they'll have the slight advantage. I think Stoke will push them all the way. For me, I've got Middlesbrough just winning this 2-1.
Yeah, I'm going with the Middlesbrough win. I don't think that Stoke could go there and get a result. They'll be buoyant after last night's result, that's for sure. But they're in such good form at the moment, Borough. They have too much at home as well. The fans on their side. Just see a 1-0 win, mate. It's going to be tight. I don't see it being a walkover for Borough. They don't score tons and tons of goals, but I just think it'd be a 1-0 win. That's my thoughts on it.
Scott's gone the other way.
Riley McGree.
Time, mate.
Riley McGree. I think Riley McGree is a good player for them. I've enjoyed seeing him. He's their top goal scorer, I believe, at the moment.
Yeah, Bamford saved Stoke. He did.
He did.
Yeah, what a bloody penalty miss that was. I mean, don't really score many from the penalty spot, Patrick Bamford. And he's cost Leeds quite a lot of games doing it from the penalty spot.
His body language is dreadful, isn't it, at times? He just looks so sluggish.
Yeah, 2-1, Middlesbrough. What else have we got? Bamford's penalty was a bit awful. Are you mad? I mean, that was going to bloody Holland back. Now joking. Next one, Martin, is QPR Leicester. And Leicester are really going to bloody fancy the chances in this one. They're going to be licking their lips. A wounded QPR, a really wounded QPR. A defeat for Gareth Ainsworth. And I think it's Bob I for him, his QPR boss. They got hammered against West Brom, didn't they? The conceding goals like left, right, and centre. Jimmy Dunn ended up getting sent off, didn't he, for QPR in the week. QPR really struggling. They're in the relegation zone for a reason. They play a Leicester side, 12 wins out of 13 so far. Leicester City are high flyers, and Leicester City are strutting their stuff at the minute in the Championship, really playing some good football in Lorenzo Maresca. And this is one that I can really see us going out to win. And I mean, we've got far enough quality, I feel, to win this game. Obviously, you've got to look out for the likes of Elias Chair, aren't you, in this game, Martin, to be fair. But like I say, we've just got to stay grounded in this game. Don't go and look at QPR's current form. We've just got to go to Loftus Road and go and pick up them 3 points again and push further on up with the being top of the table. So I think we'll win this one quite comfortably, to be fair, Martin. I think we'll take advantage of QPR's woes in this one. I'm sorry, Asmir Begovic, mate, but I've got Leicester winning this 4-0.
Asmir will be in goal, won't he? He will be there. He's the captain of QPR. He's been a busy man this season, but I did have a good look at the highlights after the weekend's game. And I did manage to grab a phone call with him yesterday, and he, like from what I saw in the highlights, they were good pretty much for 60, 70 minutes on Tuesday night. They did okay, but they collapsed late on. There was they were late to the game, actually. Well, they had a few issues with traffic getting to the game. The game got delayed, kicking off in that one as well. So I think it was all a bit rushed. Obviously, never nice when you're late to a game, is it? But they won't be late at the weekend being at home. But I think they'll be fearing, I would think, playing an informed Leicester side. It'll be hell of a test for them, hell of a test for Gareth Ainsworth. But they'll have to really get organised. We all know QPR's home form. I think they won 1 in 19 at home in the Sky Bet Championship. So their form is really poor. And I think I saw a statistic the other day. I think there's no team with a worse record in the division since the start of last season for losing games. So they're in a really poor run of form at the moment. But like you say, Ainsworth will be under pressure. Any manager that keeps losing games will be. But I don't see anything other than Leicester City going there and winning, unfortunately. I hope it's not too many goals because Asmir's in goal for them. So I'm going to have to just keep it tight because I don't want to see him getting battered, and he could be tuning into the show because I'm broadcasting it across on my Facebook page. So the good chance he could be watching it. So I'm going to go with a 1-0 Leicester win.
Oh, Martin. You could have been bloody honest, Martin. I mean,
1-0 Leicester win. I think Leicester will win, but love to see QPR get a result, but I think it'd be really tough for them.
You don't want to be losing your job in the morning, D. Martin. I think that's what it is. You want to be quite comfortable in the hot seat in your job.
Absolutely.
Under Razmir Begovic. He's your boss, and you don't want to upset him.
I enjoyed watching him on Sky Sports last night. He did the Leeds game on Sky Sports last night as a pundit in the studio. I thought he was really good, actually.
Razmir's on here. Hello, Mr. Razmir Begovic, pal. We'll see you at the weekend. Hopefully, you got Martin some tickets though to watch the game at the weekend. Oh no, it's Joe's Southampton, Birmingham. Obviously, but I'm sure he'll keep a close eye on the game at the weekend between QPR and Leicester. Also, Yuri scored for Villa. Didn't expect you to be fussed. Yeah, not really. Bamford just hit the target. Has it? What's that? A bloody dartboard? Target. Evening, Terry. How are you, mate? Hey up, Martin.
Hey, Hayley. Happy birthday. Birthday shout out, isn't it? It's a birthday shout out for Hayley.
Happy birthday to the missus. She's 1 year older today. She's not getting any bloody younger, Martin, you know what I mean? But no, happy birthday, Hayley, love. Have a great birthday. I really hope you've enjoyed it so far, but there'll be a birthday cake and that later on, and I'll be tucking into that after this. And a nice Chinese, Martin, I'll be ducking into that for dinner as well. So
even better, mate. Even better.
Mate. But no, Terry, mate, let me know your score prediction for Leicester going to QPR this weekend. I mean, this one's a bloody toughest game QPR is going to face this season, isn't it, Martin, if you're a QPR fan?
Yeah, they'll be dreading you boys going now, I would think, especially the form they're in at the moment. They're just in a real bad. You look at the last 5 games. They've lost all 5 of them. I haven't looked at their full form, but they've definitely lost the last 5.
Have a look, Martin. I've got the computer in front of you. I'll tell you what QPR's form is going to this one.
It is poor. So if you look back at their results, obviously they lost against West Brom, Huddersfield.
Was the last game they won was Middlesbrough away? Was that their last win?
They drew at Swansea. That was back in September, middle of September. They drew with Birmingham in the middle of September as well, and since then they haven't got a win. Their last victory was, you're right, up at Middlesbrough, 2nd of September. Their last win, 2nd of September, start of September. So it's a long time ago, isn't it? So it's form that needs to be changed really, really quickly.
Yep. Martin, the next one, Sunderland, Norwich. I mean, Norwich's away form's not great. Sunderland at home, you'd fancy them in this one, wouldn't you? To be fair, Sunderland played really well against Leicester. Massive positives to take out of that game. Norwich lost against Middlesbrough in the week, didn't they? 2-1. Norwich ain't really. I think their last away game they lost against Swansea, I believe, at the Liberty, the Swansea.com stadium, whatever you want to call it. I think Sunderland, for me at home, will have the slight advantage here. I've got them winning 2-1 narrowly. What do you reckon, Martin? I mean, what do you reckon to this one?
I think it'd be a tight game, to be fair. I don't think it'd be. Just don't see Sunderland smashing them, that's for sure. I don't think I've gone for any draws yet. Norwich, like you say, they're not as good away from home. Sunderland's have been in okay form. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. I'm going to sit right on the fence with this one.
Yeah, Liam's gone 2-1 to the Black Cats in that one. What have you got, Martin? Sorry?
I've gone with 2-2. Especially when Norwich are losing their last 2 games. I don't see them losing 3 on the spin.
Jack, I'm off to get ready to watch Brighton. I'll TikTok live in a bit. Yep, take care, mate.
It'd be a bit of a mini crisis to lose 3 in a row, wouldn't it? You lose 3 in a row. It's a little bit of a mini crisis almost.
Norwich.
So
Yeah, Liam, we don't want bloody comments on here, pal, about things like that. Sorry. I mean, I will say you've gone 2-1, but I'm not going to bloody go and read the other part out because, yeah, it's offensive and it don't need comments like that on here, pal. So please keep it respectful and that. And, yeah, move on, Martin, to the next one. Watford versus Millwall is the next one. I mean, Watford picked up a big win against Swansea. Millwall lost in the week, didn't they, to Blackburn Rovers? I believe, though, they picked up a big result, didn't they, in their last away game against Plymouth? Martin, am I right again in Millwall saying that? Have they got a new manager yet?
Still managerless, I believe, Millwall. I don't think they've appointed a manager I've not heard that they have anyway. So a little bit out of touch of what's happening at Millwall. But Watford, I always have a good look at. I'm going to go with a Watford win in this one. I'm going to go with a 2-0 Watford win in this. Millwall haven't got too far to travel, have they?
No, well, they're in it. It's London, isn't it?
No hotels required for this one.
Watford, far better at home than they are away. Let's put it that way. I do see this one being a very tight game between the two sides. I mean, both ain't where they wanted to be at this point of the season in the table. Watford, I predicted them to be higher than they are. Millwall, I mean, they were one of them last season who were competing up in the playoffs. But Millwall are one of them who you can take an eye off them and then, you know, they could be up there and you're thinking, bloody hell, the start that they've had to where they were, you know what I mean? It's one of them with Millwall, the unpredictability tide. I'm going 2-1 Watford. I do see them winning that one quite tightly, to be fair. 2-0, 2-2, 3-1, 1-0. Next one, Martin, is the South Yorkshire Derby. It's Sheffield Wednesday, the poorest team in the league on stats and that, the poorest ever championship team to ever start a season. They played Rotherham side who won 2-0 last night against Coventry. Sheffield Wednesday got battered, didn't they, against Plymouth. And it looks like whatever managers at Sheffield Wednesday, it's not going to get any better. I'm going to go... Which way have I got this one? I'm going to go for a 2-1 Rotherham winning the South Yorkshire Derby. I think Rotherham will just edge it. Lee Peltier to score. What do you reckon?
I'm going to go with a draw, mate, in this one. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw.
1-1,
yeah. Going to go with a 1-1 draw. Don't see Sheffield Wednesday winning, but I don't see Rotherham winning either. But they put a good show on down at St Mary's second half. They defended well. They didn't offer a great deal. They absorbed a lot of pressure when we played, and we should have beaten by a good few. But I think they're fancy their chances going there. That's for sure. Especially after the result last night as well.
3-0 Rotherham. Yeah.
Can Sheffield Wednesday get that first win of the season? They're still winless, aren't they? Sheffield Wednesday.
Sheffield Wednesday 0, Rotherham 1. Sheffield Wednesday haven't scored in their last 6.
Ooh, that's a good statistic.
That's a bloody stat I didn't know about.
It's a very good statistic.
Next one, Martin, is the last one, the Monday night football. Coventry taking on West Brom, the Midlands Derby at the CBS. Is it CBS Arena, CBS Stadium, whatever you want to call it? Coventry, like I say, they're a team who's got more draws than bloody wins this season, and they'll look to change their fortunes around in this game, to be honest. The face of West Brom side who's competing for the playoffs. Coventry lost in the week, 2-0 against Rotherham. West Brom won 2-0 against Queen's Park Rangers. So, yeah, one better 2-0 than the other side, I think you'd call this one. Which way have I got this one? Let's have a look. So, I've got West Brom winning his 2-0. I see West Brom going there and winning. Their manager's doing all right this season. West Brom with the budget that he's got and all that. With a team that he's got as well. But I think West Brom will have enough in this one for me to win it. They'll keep on their good run of form, won't they, West Brom, to be fair? I mean, they've been quite decent this season, despite how they started at the start. But for me, yeah, I think 3 points is crucial for them in this game if they want to boost their chances of making the playoffs this season. So, yeah, 2-0 for me, Martin. Coventry, West Brom. What about you, mate?
Shocker for the Sky game, by the way. I don't see it being a very exciting encounter, to be quite honest. I'm going to go. I haven't gone with a 0-0 draw in any of my predictions yet at all. So
Is that what you're going for?
I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw. I don't see either side scoring a lot of goals.
When he does go
I think
for a
you got
bloody draw, he's probably picked it off there, hasn't
Yeah, sit right on the fence. Sky cameras and all that as well. Coventry, Mark Robbins has got to get them going sooner rather than later because they've not got going this season, have they? And they look a little way off the pace, unfortunately. Scott's gone with a 0-0 as well. He's agreeing with me, but a lot of people fancying West Brom in this one, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a lot of fancying West Brom in the Midlands derby.
There's a lot of people in the chat tonight.
Martin, thank you for coming on, mate, being my guest tonight as always, mate. It's always a pleasure having you on the channel.
It's been a pleasure.
And being the football expert that you are when it comes to the Championship nowadays.
Yeah.
Martin, tell everyone where they can find you, mate, regarding what you do for Southampton, and anyone who's interested as a neutral in your channel, mate.
Yeah, if anyone's interested, don't just do Southampton. I'm trying to mix it up and do a little bit more content. It's all Championship predominantly for me. Started to do a few watch-alongs as well, so give me a follow on TikTok at Football Martin. I may do the Manchester Derby at the weekend as a TikTok watch-along. I don't know yet. But if you're coming down to Southampton, if you're a fan of a Championship side and you're coming to St Mary's in the next couple of weeks or somewhere this season, give me a shout. Love to get you on the match day vlog as well, because we're doing match day vlogs at games now. So I love to get the thoughts of and opinions of fans from all around the country and get a feel for your team and what you're all about.
Yep. Martin, thanks for coming on, mate. Appreciate it, pal, and I'll catch you up again soon.
Best wishes, my friend.
Take care, mate. Guys, thanks for watching the Championship predictions week 14. Thank you for getting all your results in and all that. Do appreciate it as always. Everyone coming in giving their predictions week in, week out. You guys make this channel, and yeah, I do appreciate all the support. Guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you've enjoyed the show. Really appreciate it. What's coming up on the final whistle? So we've got the match preview tomorrow night. It's Leicester head to Queen's Park Rangers in the Championship at the weekend. Yeah. A game I'm really looking forward to. Then we've got the match day vlog coming up as well. So that's another one that I'm looking forward to doing. Sorry there wasn't a match preview for the Sunderland one. I was quite busy in that. Sorting some of stuff, but some personal stuff in that. But hi all, thank you for watching the final whistle. If you enjoy all our content, please remember to smash a like, share and subscribe to the channel.